All right, so the question where it says, what is the domain of the situation? The domain of the situation, remember the domain is the x value, that's the first number in your ordered pairs. All right, in your points, you're just looking for the first number. In this question where it says, describe how the graphs of f of x and g are related, you're just gonna go ahead and put these in the calculator, push trace, and then you're gonna go ahead and describe, all right, did it shift? Is it steeper? Did it shift up, down? And steeper, that means like it goes more up and down. So like this is steep, but this is like steeper. So just in case y'all didn't know that, that's what steeper means. Here on this question where you have this graph, it wants you to say which one of these is the answer. So in order to put this in y equals, you need to move that 2. So all these have a 2 with them. Pay attention if it's plus or minus. When it moves over here to the back, it's going to become opposite. So if I have a plus 2, it becomes minus 2. So this will be the equation for A. So I'm going to put that in y equals and push trace. And we're going to find out if it matches this one. So just look at your points. See if it has the same points. You can type in the 0, type in the 4. If it matches, that means that's the answer. If not, go ahead and do the same thing for all the other ones. For number 4, you're just going to use stat on your calculators. And just in case you haven't seen stat in a while, so you put stat, edit, put your numbers in. So let me just put some random numbers in here. Once you're done putting your numbers, you go back to stat, and then you have to go where it says calculate. So go to the right side. We're hitting number 4, the linear regression. And then we're going to go ahead and calculate. So if it's asking for the slope or the rate of change, well, this one's asking for the thing, so just match it. But remember, the slope is the A number, and that's the rate of change. And the B would be the other, the y-intercept. So just pay attention to what it's asking for. Number 5, which graph best represents the system of equation that has no solutions? So remember, no solutions is parallel lines. These are lines that do not touch. And they can be going any direction as long as they don't touch. They're going to be going the same direction like that. Boom. That's that question. All right, and like I said, guys, yours are going to be mixed up, so like you can like kind of skip around. So which graph best represents h of x equals negative f of x plus 3? All right, so really, guys, you're just going to put it in this format, y equals negative x plus 3. You're going to push trace, and you're going to see which one of these graphs matches this equation. That's pretty simple. Just use your calculator, push trace. And just remember to hit the negative key, right? That's the one at the bottom right here. It's negative. For number 7, you just need to know these rules right here. Pay attention to the symbol and say, is that shaded above or is that shaded below? All right, what does the symbol tell you? But the symbol also tells you, is it a regular line or a dashed line? So you can just use a symbol to go ahead and find out which one of these is the answer. All right, for number 8, again, same thing, guys. Look at that symbol. Is that shaded above or shaded below? And is it a regular line or a dashed line? Look at your notes. For number 7, it's the same thing. This one is in y equals form, so you can put it in y equals if you want, so you can see how the line's going to look, but that's up to you. I don't think you really have to, but give it a try. And this question, it's asking for the range of all real numbers greater than 7. And just remember, the range is the y line, the y-axis. All right, this is my y-axis. All right, if it's greater than 7, just think about like which way does the y-axis go? Is greater than going to go up, or is it going to go down? I guess you can kind of think it that way. Number 10 is a y1, y2 problem. So just in case you forgot how to do that, let me just show you really quick. So you're going to go into your calculator. You're going to type something in y1. Let's say we have, like, I'm just making this up, 2x plus 3 negative 5x plus minus 2. So when you put your equations in, just remember you push second trace. You're looking for number 5. And then you're going to go ahead and see that they cross. Push enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then you have your intersection. All right, the x number is the answer. Now, sometimes, guys, the lines, they're not going to cross on the paper. If that happens, remember that you can zoom out. If I push zoom, and I zoom out number 3, and I push enter, it'll make it like zoom out, and you can kind of see the whole graph. I think you have to do that for one of them. All right. Only thing I will say is that all these right here, these are all minus signs. None of these are negative signs, so just be careful with that. Number 11, we have another stat problem. And just remember the top one is the x, the bottom one is the y, so you have list 1, list 2. All right. So number 12, 13 are the hard ones because you have to convert. These are not in y equals form. This is in standard form. In order to convert them, you're going to need to move the x. So I actually did this one right here. So the 3x, you move it to the opposite side, it becomes a minus 3x. This minus y is actually a negative 1. Remember, that 1 goes there when it's blank. And then you divide by the negative 1. That crosses out. You have the y by itself equals positive divided by a negative is negative. 4 divided by 1 is 4. Right here we have a negative divided by negative is going to be a positive, so put a plus sign. 3 divided by 1 is 3x. So you can put this in y1 and then do the other one and put that in y2. Right? Same thing, y1 and y2, second trace, what I just did for number 10. Same thing here, guys. You're going to convert and then put it into y1, y2. So I did this one right here. You have 8x minus 4y, and then equals negative 16. So move that 8, it becomes a minus 8x. Divide by the negative 4. Remember, that's a negative 4. Negative divided by negative is positive. 16 divided by 4 is 4. Negative divided by negative is positive. 8 divided by 4 is 2. All right. At number 14, you have something that's in point slope form. So remember, you have y minus y1 equals m, parentheses, x minus x1. And the slope is the m number. So like I gave you all an example here. If I had this format, notice how it's in the same form. The m number is the one that's after the equal sign. So if I say what's the slope of this equation, and I just made this up, I would say that the slope is 8. There's no math involved, you're just looking at the format. The slope is your 8. So that's just a quick example. That's how it's going to look like in your test. You have it in this format. Now for number 15, guys, you're going to put these in one at a time. Now I know it looks kind of weird here. All right, but basically all you're going to do is just rewrite this in y equals form. So y equals x minus 4, y equals 1/3 x, y equals x minus 2, so that's a minus right there. And then you have y equals 3x, right? So put these in your calculator one at a time, and y equals, and push trace, and it says which function best represents the g. So which one of those looks like the g line? Number 16, again, this is a y1, y2 problem. You do second trace. Again, right here, this is a minus 3, this is a minus 0.25, and a minus 8. There's no negatives. Right. Number 17, all right, you need to convert. You're going to convert this equation, so you need to move this x number. So you can go ahead and convert. And then the slope is the x, is the number that's in front of the x. So once you convert it, what is my slope number? And last one, number 18, use stat. All right, I already showed you that. And remember, the rate of change is the a number once you put stat. Other than that, guys, y'all are good.